This video is intended to help students review their official financial aid offer. This guide will focus on the first page of the notice and highlight some areas that students and parents often ask questions about. The official financial aid offer's purpose is to break down certain costs of attending JMU and explaining your options for paying those costs. Students will be notified of this offer by an email to their Duke's email account. Parents will also receive an email stating their eligibility for a Parent Plus loan to the parent email placed on the FAFSA. Once available, the official financial aid offer can be accessed and accepted by a student through their Student Center on MyMadison. I want to start out by saying that the cost of attendance is not a bill for a student. It is an estimate of billable and non-billable costs broken down between the items below that may need to be paid while attending JMU over the academic year. All students are billed for tuition and fees. JMU does assume that the student will be full-time, 12 or more credits for each semester. It is important to note that depending on the courses taken by the student, there may be other fees not listed here, such as lab fees or course differentials that may be added to the bill. Now let's talk housing and meals. Housing and meals are the average cost for living in a dorm room on campus and the standard meal plan for a year. Both of these items are billable expenses. Any students living on campus are required to purchase a meal plan. Students that live off campus will have the same estimates for this section. However, their bill with JMU may be lower depending on their personal choices. Any student living off campus does not have any housing billed to them by JMU, yet they are able to use financial aid to pay for their apartment, commuter meal plan, and food they may purchase outside of JMU. If a student living off campus would like to purchase a commuter meal plan, they would need to do so through card services. If students living at home or with family would like to purchase a commuter meal plan for when they are on campus, they are able to do so with card services. Moving to books and supplies. This is just an average cost for students. This number will not show up on a bill from JMU, but a student will need to purchase these items themselves. Students should try to purchase or rent their books before the start of each semester. Transportation and other educational costs are built into every student's cost of attendance. These are not billable charges. This part of the cost of attendance estimates for needs such as having a car on campus or any kind of tickets for buses or planes, as well as toiletries and other miscellaneous items that may be needed throughout the year. Again, you will not have a bill for these items, but they may be needed outside purchases, and the cost is dependent on each student. Grants and scholarships are free assistance from federal, state, university, or outside needs. This section includes any merit-based JMU scholarships offered at the time the official aid offer is issued to a student. Other scholarships are outside scholarships that you apply for on your own. These will only be listed here if you reported the amount to our financial aid office through the supplemental scholarships form. To break down the grant section, the Pell Grant is a federal grant offered to lower income students, whether in-state or out-of-state. Your FAFSA is used to determine the amount of Pell Grant offered. A federal Pell Grant should be the same between all schools a student applies to, since the federal government determines the offered amounts. State grants include VGAP, Virginia Guaranteed Assistance Program, or Commonwealth Award. These grants are for in-state students that filed their FAFSA by the March 1st priority filing date. JMU uses the FAFSA's Student Aid Index, or SAI, to determine your state grant eligibility. Your SAI is calculated by the Department of Education when they receive your FAFSA. State grants can vary between schools depending upon the amount of funding they receive from the state. Each school has the right to use their state grant funding how they see fit, and no two schools will have the same grant offered to your student. I would like to start this section by saying that this form is a standardized form prepared by the government, and this section of it can be sometimes misleading. The net cost is a technical term that amounts to the total cost of attendance minus any grant or scholarship assistance. This number is not your remaining bill and does not include any loan options chosen to help pay your bill. To add up your true net cost, add up your tuition and fees and your housing and meals, Subtract any free assistance in the grants and scholarships section, and this would be closer to your true net cost you or your student would need to pay to attend JMU. If you have an amount for federal work study listed on your official aid offer, a student can apply for a federal work study position on campus by going to the JMU website under the JMU Jobs section. Work study is not deducted from your bill. The student would receive a paycheck like they would if they were working at home that would help offset any personal needs. Please keep in mind, though, that all students have the opportunity to work through institutional employment. JMU offers a larger number of institutional employment positions than they do federal work study jobs. These positions can be found under the JMU Jobs section. So moving on to loans, this section details the students' federal direct loan amounts they are able to borrow. Loan amounts are based on the total number of credit hours at the time of awarding. Incoming freshmen are awarded up to $5,500 for the academic year, with that amount increasing to $6,500 as a sophomore and $7,500 as a junior or senior. The loan total can be split between two loan types, subsidized or unsubsidized. For subsidized loans, the government will pay the interest when the student is in school, while for unsubsidized loans, interest is accruing. All loans are 10-year loans and will go into repayment 6 months after the student graduates or drops below half-time. This section details other means of paying for a student's education and includes payment plans through the University Business Office, military benefits, 529 prepaid plans, and Parent Plus loans. The Parent Plus loans are again 10-year federal loans that you can choose either to start repaying right away or wait until 6 months after the student graduates. And that's it. We've made it through the first page. If you are interested in borrowing a Parent Plus loan or accepting the federal student loans, please view the other videos found on the official financial aid offer page. Please remember you need to file a FAFSA every year starting October 1st. Hopefully this video has helped answer your questions about the official financial aid offer, but if you have further questions, please contact our office.